Hi everyone. So today I want to show you an application that I designed and vibe coded using Codex. So the idea came from a simple problem that I've thought about many times. So in many organizations, it is difficult to get a clear picture of what everyone in the team is working on. So you sometimes you don't know what has been completed, you don't know what is delayed, and you don't know what blockers are affecting the progress. So you might ask me, why not just use Slack or Microsoft Teams for these programs? So the difference is that these tools are mainly built for communication. So work updates can easily get buried in chats, channels, and meeting conversations. So this looping that I vibe coded, it turns those updates into structured information. So team members can log into the application, they log their tasks, and then if they're having any blockers, they can also log that. So during the week, they are able to do that because the period is usually the reporting period is 1 week as I have built it. So this feeds into a weekly reporting, and team leads can also monitor what their team members are working on. They see the progress, they see the blockers, while HODs of departments, so they get a broader view of the progress. They see tasks that are overdue, they see reports, and then they see blockers across the organization. So I built it using Codex as my AI development partner, but I handled the product thinking aspect of it, the requirements, the user flows, the roles, permissions, and then the design direction. Of course, I'm a product designer, so all of those they came easily. Not as easy as I thought when I wanted to start, but anyway, so I have the application built. So now let me show you what Loopin looks like. So here now, this is the landing login screen. So of course you can see it's currently on my local. So if you land here, you are meant to log in, but this is for the first time as I want to log in as an admin because admin will set up the profiles for every member of the team. So let me log in using these credentials I have created before. Admin at loopin.demo, and then the password, if I think loopin at 2026. Let me log in. By the way, I can create an account and then do forgot password, but let me just log in here. So yeah, voila, this is the dashboard, and then I get that notification that says welcome, admin. So here, as you can see on the top right section, we have the admin name, which of course is looping admin. So let me quickly change that before I talk about the content on the dashboard. So I come here, I do manage profile. So the full name of the admin is currently looping admin. Let me change that to my name, where Yemi Alabi. So the email, I'm going to no, leave it as is, and then I'll do save. And you can see I get this prompt to say my profile has been updated. I can change my picture, upload a new avatar, but I will leave that for later. So on the dashboard, I am able to see as an admin, total number of organizations that I have set, the total amount of users, total team members, active projects, progress, and some other wonderful metrics that are very valuable for the admin. So here is a section where you can see what team members are working on, especially the ones that are nearing that are close to their deadlines. So the ones that need attention the most. So by the time we have enough data, you we are going to see how each of these metrics, how they play out, how they look visually. So let me go back to the top. The first thing I would like to do here is to set up an account for, let's say, an HOD. So I'll come here under settings. By the way, before I go to the settings, I have some other wonderful menu items here. Here, approvals. So approvals is when a team lead creates a project, it comes under approvals. So as a team lead, you need to get an approval before a project goes live. So this is also a way for me to let the team leads I mean, it's a channel for the team lead, so let the HODs and then the admin get to know about new projects. So for approval, it's available to the HODs and then the admin. So project is where you see the list of projects. Of course, this is a new account, so that is why you're seeing 000 here. So I have reports. These are progress reports weekly, and then there's also an appraisal evidence, which I'm going to talk about shortly. So we have audit log. So this one captures each activity and their timestamp. So I just changed my username, sorry, my full name, as you can see here. It's saying action updated user, and then it just recorded the action that I just did. So it records every action taken by every user on the platform. So if you are a team member, if you are a team lead, your action is going to be recorded, and then you see it here. So under settings is where we set the project running. So the only user here currently is me, as you can see here, and then the organization is Loopin Demo. So let's change that. So I'm going to change the name of the organization because, of course, me being an admin, I have to belong to an organization, and for the purpose of the demo, I have set it to be Loopin Demo. So let me edit that, and let me give a name. Let me say Branditude um, Limited. The industry, I will say media and entertainment. Description, let me just put a random text and say we are good at what we do, something like that, just for the purpose of the demo. So I can set it to be active or inactive, but let me just set it to be active, and then I save. So I have updated the organization information, and let's see if that is recorded under audits log, as you can see here. So the admin Opeyemi Alabi just updated the organization information. So let me go back. So let's quickly add a user, but before that, you can manage organizations here. So in case the admin also uh, in case the organization has subsidiaries, and then the admin wants to manage those work reports of the subsidiaries, they can add another organization here by saying add new organization. So they enter the name, select the industry, description, and the rest. So for the departments now, so the admin also sets the department. So let's quickly set one department here. Because I'm a designer, yes, so let me set a product design department here. So I'm going to say department name, products design department, and who is the HOD. So currently I have not added an HOD here, so it doesn't get assigned to anybody yet. Remember, the only user on the system currently now is the admin. So let me say add department. So the HOD is unknown. So let's quickly fix that. Let me add another user to sort of be our demo HOD. So let me say add the new user, full name. Let me say Oluwafunke Johnson. If you're watching this video and that's your name, I'm sorry, I'm borrowing your name for the purpose of this demo. So the email, it's let me say funke at demo. No, let me use the name of the company, Branditude um .ng. Okay. So password. So here is where I set the role now. The role is going to be an HOD. And then of course the organization is Branditude. I mentioned earlier I can add other organizations. So if the HOD is to be for another sub company, I can select that because that's going to show I'm on the drop down. So the department is product design. Um, to a team, no HOD, they don't belong to a team because they are HOD. And then status is active add user. So you can see here, this is our new HOD now. So let me go back to the department because I've just created a department, product design. So let me edit this so that Olua Funke can be the HOD of the product design department. So you can see because it's the only user with the role HOD. So the system has automatically picked her as the HOD. So that is that, and I save. Something is not, this is supposed to save. Let me refresh, and come under departments. I think this is definitely a bug. Okay, probably because I created the department before I added the user, but it's not allowing me to edit. Let me try that one more time. Okay, Olufunke is the HOD save. Something is wrong with the bug. I'm going to fix that. So let me do it the proper way now. So I have the user added here now. So let me delete this department and then re-add it again. So now I have my user. I just want to create the department. So the department again is product design department, and then I have the HOD and then say add department. So yeah, it works. So I should have added the user before I created the department. All right. So for teams now, moving on. For teams, I can add team members here, but let me quickly add about two users that can fill that role of team members and team lead, because they work hand in hand. Team members will submit tasks to their team leads will give comments and feedback, and then the HOD or the stakeholders basically they see this information. So it would be nice if we have some users. So let me quickly do that. I'm going to add Kenneth, Kenneth double N, Kenneth Frank. So this is going to be k.neth at branditude.ng. So this is going to be a team lead, right? And then in the product design department, and then I've not created any team yet, so I'm only adding the user for now. So we have Kenneth. Let me add a team member. I would say um Awa Muhammad. Then the email can be h.mohammed at branditude.ng. So she is going to be our team member, and then I can save. So currently we have a team member, we have a team lead, we have an HOD, and then we have an admin. So I think we have what we need at this moment. So let me go to teams. Now I can create a team under the under the product design department. So you know what? Thinking about it now, let me, instead of having a product design department, let me have a product department. So a product department can then entails UI UX, and then the product managers, UX designers, and then the product managers, and maybe sometimes the QA. But in this, for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to stick with the product team and the product design sub department. So let's do that quickly. So I'm going to say here, let me delete this. Let me create a product team instead. So from the sorry, let me create a product department instead. So Lua Funke is going to be our HOD. I'll add the department. So teams now, I'm going to say I'm going to add two teams. I'm going to add the QA team and then the product design team. So let me add another team member that's going to be a PM, a product manager. So let me quickly do that. I'll say Isaac Henry. Let me say I dot Henry at branditude.ng. So it's going to be a team member, and then of course in the product team, and then I add. So let me quickly add the teams here now. So I add a new team. The team is going to be under the product department. So I'm going to say the product manager team, which is going to be led by Kenneth. So let me quickly add a new user to be a team lead for the product design department. Let me say add a new user. Let's use a female this time around. Let me say Amaka um, Andrew. So the email is going to be a dot Andrew at branditude.ng. So this is going to be a team lead in the product department, and I add. So teams now, I've added the product manager team. So let me now add the product design team. Of course, it's going to be under the department. So I'm going to say product design team. So which is going to be led by Amaka Andrew, and then I add a team. So yes, we have all the data that we need to progress now. So let me quickly log in as a team lead. So this is we have user who is our team lead that we can use here. This is let me use a product manager, Kenneth Frank. Let me quickly get the password for this our PM lead. I can say password is 1234567. Easy peasy. So let me log out as an admin and log in as our team lead for the product manager team. So the email is k.neth@branditude.ng. Let me log out and say now log in. k.neth@branditude.ng. Password is 1234567. Let me sign in. Voila. So we have this is Kenneth's dashboard now. So what Kenneth is saying on his dashboard is quite different from what the admin would see, and also it's going to be different from what an HOD is going to see. So as Kenneth being the team lead is going to see work reports that are submitted by his own team members. So team members that are working under him. So he sees their work updates. So currently, because it's a new account, we have not assigned any team member to Kenneth. So it's not in this is reading zero. Active projects, every other metrics here, they are reading zero. So if we have enough data, all of these are going to be populated and they will look so nice. So this one is going to be a very vital metric for Kenneth as a team lead. He's going to be seeing as the team members are updating their progress, giving updates, this number will start to read. So if two team members working under Kenneth, if they update their task, it goes up. So it gives him a sense of how people are doing in the week. So if people are not meeting deadlines, if they have blockers, these numbers will speak to what's currently happening. So we're going to see some of that shortly. So here now, um, Kenneth being a team lead, he has access to the approvals. So of course, he can create a project, and then some team members can also create projects. So the project shows here, and then it can approve, and then it can decline. So sorry, the approvals shows under the approval section here. So we have projects. So this is a list of projects are that are being worked on in the unit. So here it shows all the team projects that are available. Here it shows my project. So my project is showing the project that Kenneth himself is assigned to. So here it sees every project. Here it sees the project assigned to him, and then you can see metrics speaking to these projects. Teams, he sees team members. He sees himself obviously, and then he also sees the team members that are working under him as team members. So reports here, you can generate reports in case it needs to, and then appraisal evidence. This one is a module I've designed to enable the team leads to be able to generate reports that will be used for appraisal. So sometimes I along the line I plan to embed appraisals in the system, but of course that's going to be like a v2 of this. So this is just a reporting export tool that the team lead is accessible to. So this is this about the team lead's dashboard. So now let's go to the team member now. So let me log in as a team member. Let me quickly log in back as an admin so that pick pick a details for a team member, so we can see what the dashboard of a team member looks like. Demo, and then password is Loopin at 2026. Let me log in. All right, so here we have the admin dashboard again. So you can see for the admin, the platform activity is reading. This is 17 percent currently. So let me log in as a team member so that you can see what the dashboard of a team member looks like. Remember, team members are like staff members working under a team. So we have Kenneth here. Kenneth here is our team lead, right? So we have team member working under him. So let me pick Awa Mohammed as a team member working with Kenneth. So I think I need to update that information here. So I come here. So our Mohammed is a team member. So for the team, I'm going to assign. So we have products and then we have manager. So I need to assign Awa and put her in the products. Kenneth is, let me confirm, product is a PM, right? So I need to put Awa under PM team. So I come here, I would say Hawa Mohammed, edit user. So this is another bug I'm just saying now. So the team is supposed, so these teams now is supposed to show when when I do this edit user. So those teams to show here, the product team and then the product manager team and then the product design teams are supposed to show here. But for some reasons, they are not showing here. So that's the bug that I need to fix ASAP. But let me try and add another user and see if this bug will not affect the will not affect when you add a new user. So let me say Rahmat Abdullah. An email can be r.abdullah at branditude.ng. So it's going to be a team member, and then the team, let me assign her to be in the product manager team to work with Kenneth. So I'll say add user. So now we have Ramat Abdullah. You can see product manager here. So I'm going to quickly show a process of creating a project and then being having it being assigned to a team member. So as let me log in as let me log out and then log in as a team lead. So team lead, as a team lead, I'm going to create the project and then I would send it to my HOD to approve. Once HOD approves, then I can come back here and then start to do things like updating my work timelines. So let me log out here. So let's log in as a team lead. The team lead credentials, if I can remember, is k.net at branditude.ng. And then for the password, 123456 7, if I'm correct. Yes, I am. So let's get started. So here, let me start a new project. I can say create a project. Let me call it corporate website design. So let's say the organization wants to redesign their website, right? So priority level, I can say it's top priority. I set it to high. The department is my product, so which is the product department. The teams that are involved. So this is member product manager, right? So we are logged in as team lead as Kenneth here. So Kenneth is able to also pick team members that are going to work with him on this new project. So let's say he wants to pick Rahmat Abdullah. And remember, these are the team members that we have for the products department. So just for the purpose of the demo. So this is supposed to be a long list of members that are PM. So let me pick this and pick this. So Kenneth is picking himself and also Rahmat to work on this corporate website redesign. So as a PM, what I'm basically going to do is mostly research and then documentation. So they write user stories that will be forwarded to the designers, and then the designers will pick it up and then they start to flesh out their their own work process. So let me submit for approval. So you can see here it's saying project submitted. So what's going to happen next is my HOD. So let me assume that I'm Kenneth for now. My HOD is going to get notified that I have submitted a new project, and then she needs to approve it. So let me log out here. So let me log in as an HOD. Do I have the credentials for the HOD? Let me quickly get that. Let me log in back as an admin. For some reasons, my browser is not asking me to save this password. So it'll have been way easier for me to log in instead of having to type all of this. uh, Mr. Chrome. I don't know why you're doing this time around. So the login for the admin again is admin. Um, please don't fail me this time around. Admin dot loopin at no admin at loopin, yes, dot demo, and the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, apologies, I mixed the password. The password for the admin is loopin at 2026. You see, this also confirms that my authentication is working for the login screen. Okay, good. So let me quickly get the HOD credential so I can log in and see. By the way, you can see here, approvals is now having a new badge, a new status. So admin can also approve, um, can give approvals to projects that are being updated. So Kenneth has added this project. So as an admin, I can approve or I can decline, but I don't want to do that from the admin. I want to do it from the account of the HOD. So let me quickly get the login credentials for the HOD of the product department. So where is the products department? Where is the HOD? So this is it here. We have Oluwafunke Johnson. So Oluwafunke Johnson is our HOD. So let me set a password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So the email again is o.funke@brandagent.ng. So let me save. So let me log out as an admin, and then I'm going to log in as HOD now. So we see how this information, how this request rather, are they coming into the account of the HOD. So o.funke@brandagent.ng, password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So good, we are here in HOD's account. As you can see here, it's already showing a notification bell. So let me click on this one. By the way, this is the dashboard for the HOD. So the HOD is able to see the amount of teams he or she is managing. So currently, I have assigned two teams under the HOD's department, which is the product department, and the two teams that we have are the product design team and then the products product manager and then product design teams. So if I click on it now, it's going to show those two information. How come it's not showing? There's something is wrong somewhere. With this my data. Let me refresh and see if that's this is another bug. Wow, how many bugs am I having today? So ideally it is supposed to show the number of teams that we have on under the HOD. So but I'm going to check that after this presentation. So here now I come here. So as an HOD, I'm already seeing what Kenneth submitted. So I can come here and say approve. There is a default comment here, approve for active reporting. I can, and then I can decline. So if I want to decline, I have to give the reason for declining. So if I decline now, Kenneth is also going to get a notification on his own end that this has been declined. Of course, I'm going to give the reason why I'm declining. Maybe I'm not aware of the project. Maybe it's not the right time for you to start this project. Whatever reason, I can decline. But let me approve that so the project can go live, and then we can see what Kenneth and Kenneth's team members can do with the update. So let me approve it. So that's been approved. So now I need to log out and then log in as Kenneth so that Kenneth can see that the project has been approved, and then he can start to, update the timelines and then give progress on such on the project on the project. So let me log out, and then I'm logging in as Kenneth now. K.net at branditude.ng. This is very repetitive, and I'm getting tired of having to enter this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So Kenneth should get a notification that the project has been approved. So as you can see here, project approved. Corporate website design is now active. So what Kenneth would need to do now, let me click on that, is so this is the products page now. So Kenneth is going to see the overview, who created the project, the department, the start and end dates are not set yet. So timeline is not yet set. Approval comment, yes, this is the one that was set default when the HOD was approving. So the project team members that Kenneth has picked is being shown here. So Kenneth is able to see his own name and then Ramot's name because he selected both of them to work on this project. So if he had selected more, the list is going to be shown here. And then so let's say during the course of the project, there's a need to bring in somebody else. Kenneth can just do that from this page. You can say add another team member. You select a team member, then you add them, and that user will be added to the project. But because the reason why it's not showing any other team member at this time is because the only team member that I've uploaded for Kenneth is Ramot, and then there's no other team members. Kenneth cannot pick somebody that is not in his own team. So that is how it's set. So now Kenneth, you can see this test task timelines. So Kenneth can now start to update his own task. So let's say the first task here is, I can say, um, market research as a PM because this is a new project. I will give the timeline. Let's say I'm starting today and then I'm going to be finishing on Monday. So description, this is the initial phase. I save task. So I can also add another task. I can add as many as I want. I can say product documentation. Documentation. I can come here and say start dates to be Monday, and then I can say I'm finishing on Tuesday, and then I can add the description that is optional. So let me just save. By the way, Rahmat is also expected to do the same thing. So Rahmat is also going to get a prompt on her own end that she's been invited to come and work on this project alongside Kenneth. So she is also expected to add the timeline the same way Kenneth is adding currently. So if Kenneth needs to submit this timeline to the HOD, so this is where it gets serious because the something with timeline is sometimes team members can give timeline that are exaggerated or that could be short. Maybe they want to just get it done over with. So you need to submit your timeline to your HOD. So the HOD will now need to go through the timeline. If the HOD feels like this is too much, they can decline your timeline and ask you to reevaluate, or they can just give approval if they feel like, well, it's fair enough. So let me submit this timeline. So you can see here it's saying pending review timeline. I'm awaiting review. So this update is being sent to my HOD. So let me quickly log in to my HOD's account, and let me log in as an HOD and see the updates that Kenneth has just sent. So I'm going to be logging with o.funke at branditude.ng, password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so this is the HOD's account. So as an HOD, I will get notified that there is an update that needs my attention. I will click on it. So it's under approvals. So this time around, it's not a new project that's been sent. It's a timeline that I need to review. So I see who has sent the timeline as an HOD. I see the number of tasks that has been added, the amount of days, and then the status. So I can say approve or I can say reject. So if I say I want to approve, of course, I need to go through the details, the task, number of tasks. I see the number of days that it's required, and then I see the date it was submitted. So for some reason, if I feel like Kenneth has put number of days that is too much, I can say I'm not approving this. Kenneth, please review this timeline. If I feel like it's fair, it's fine. I can just approve the timeline. So let me just approve. So it's approved. So Kenneth on his own end is also going to get a notification that the project has been approved. So lastly, in this demo, I just want to quickly show you how they update the task and then how the admin also sees that. So let me log out as HOD now and then log back in as Kenneth. So k.nef at branditude.ng, password 1234567. So I'm signed in. So here now, Kenneth also get notified that the timeline has been approved. So now it can start to give updates on the progress of the task. Mind you, let's quickly see the dashboard. So we can see now that Kenneth has one project active. He has two tasks currently ongoing. He has not completed any, no overdue tasks, and then no blockers. So you can see here now. So for the quarterly appraisal, so maybe I'm going to talk about this part in another video, maybe in part 2 of this video. So let me just leave that for now. So on the dashboard, Kenneth is also able to see the project that needs his attention. So for the two tasks that are ongoing are this can market research and then the product documentation. So let me say I am Kenneth now. I've started this work and I want to give updates. So I'll just come here and see under projects. I click on the project name and then the first task there says market research. As you can see, it's not started. I can say update progress. I can say in progress. I can, I am the one doing the task. I know I can give a percentage level. So let's say I'm 40% in the project. I can do 40%, blockers, no blockers, update progress. So you can see now the status has changed to in progress, and then progress is 40%. So let's say I'm done. I can come here and say completed. So completed sets the percentage to 100% and then save. So this project now, this task is marked completed. So if you go to the dashboard, I should have one completed now and then one is currently in progress. So this is basically how the tasks are reported. So it's more like you giving daily stand-ups, but you don't have to, be on the call. You can just come here on Loopin and give updates, give progress. So each team members are expected to do this as well. So if Kenneth has like 5 team members on this task on this project, they also are expected to create a timeline, submit their timeline for review. The HOD have to review the timeline. So in some cases, Kenneth can also review timelines submitted by the team members. So PM here, Kenneth acting as the PM lead, he also have access to this approval model, but Kenneth cannot approve his own task, his own timeline. No, so it has to be approved by the HOD. But Kenneth, as a team lead, can approve and also um, reject timeline or task updates. Sorry, he can approve projects and then he can also approve timelines. He can approve or reject either of them as a team lead, but the one that pertains to him has to be approved or reviewed by the HOD. So basically, this is how it is. I'm going to do a second version of this video because I don't want this video to be too long, where I talk about the reports page, where I talk about the dashboard. As you can see, this one is already 50%. So there's a whole lot happening on this dashboard. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about how most of these metrics, how they work, the team workload distribution. So let me just give you a hint. This one, what it does is it gives the team lead an idea of how task is currently being distributed. So if we have like 5 team members here, and then we have like 2 team members with active tasks, the 3 are not, they are free, they don't have task on the desk. Kenneth here as a team lead is able to see that data here, and then we also have some wonderful metrics here But like I said, I'm going to do another video to explain this metrics in detail. So thank you for watching, and then I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.